morning. Okay, so today we will go into spirit man and the physical man. This is relationship between spirit man and physical man. This is what, three? Three, huh? Now, our money is running out now. Money is running out? Oh. Good.
Nevertheless, it's running out, though.
And when you say spirit man or spirit person, some people say spiritual person, but I think this is maybe better. Spirit person is better than spiritual person. Spirit person, spirit world, not spiritual world. For physical, we can say physical world, it's okay, but for spirit, I think we should say spirit person, spirit world, not spiritual person, not spiritual world. I think this is better, shorter, and you can save. Okay, so now, next one is structure and function of man. First is a physical person. One is for most people, they do not understand that they have a spirit person, even though they have. So in many cases they think just that man is made of only physical person, physical body. But we know man has physical person and spirit person. So both together is man. And when we say physical person, that physical person consists of physical body and physical mind, we say. So this man has physical person, physical body. And physical mind. And which is subject? This is subject. This is object. So physical mind, this controls physical body, and it gives all the instincts of man. So you want to protect yourself, you want to eat, you want to sleep, all those actions of instincts come from this physical mind. So physical mind is subject of physical body, and physical mind controls our physical body. And for the growth of physical person, we need nutriments. So here. To have good, healthy, and well-grown up physical person, physical body, we need to have two kinds of nutriments. One is fresh air. We want to have fresh air. and also we need sun ray. These two, these are of course invisible ones, but this is most important part. So we say this is positive one, positive nutriments. Positive nutriments. And we know also we have to take in food, water, all the grains, vegetables, meat, all those things, food. This we call negative nutriments. So by taking in fresh air and with sun ray and food, and by having good give and take action within physical body, physical person can grow well. This we know. This is about physical person. Then how about spirit person? Spirit person also consists of two parts. One is spirit body, and the other one is spirit mind. And which is subject? This is subject. This is object. So spirit body is the body of spirit person, and spirit mind is mind, which controls our spirit body. And this spirit body, spirit mind, is most important part of man. Because of this, man can become Lord of all creation. So we call this is the essence of man. So when we call somebody, we are calling his spirit mind. So if we say Mr. A, that means Mr. A's spirit mind. Then what is the features of spirit mind? So spirit person. We can perceive the spirit person by 5 spiritual senses, can perceive by 5 spiritual senses. With physical senses, you cannot perceive it, but your spiritual senses, you can see your spirit person, you can hear your spirit person. And this spirit person is the Lord of spirit world. So with this spirit person, we can control spirit world. So when we go to spirit world, if your spirit person is perfected, with this spirit person, we can control spirit world. There are also many creations in spirit world. So we can control them, and we can have good relationships with other spirit persons, other spirit people. And this can communicate directly with God. With God. So in Bible says, before the fall of first man and woman, they could talk with God. They could talk with God through their spirit person. So we can communicate with God. And this spirit person does not age. No aging. So when you reach perfection, maybe if you reach 21 years old, and the best appearance, if you attain, you can remain it forever. So in spirit world, your spirit person does not get old. You can stay it. Maybe you like to be 21 years old. Actually, your mind does not get old. Or is same thing. Spirit person is always the same. But if you have friends, whom, if you have friends and you made them when you were maybe 60 years old, and you want to come to them to have a spiritual communication, in this case, if you appear as a 21-year-old man, maybe your friends cannot recognize you. In this case, you can show them you as 60 years old appearance. So you can show it. Yeah. So you can do it as you like, so that they can understand you. But still, you are that appearance. You have that appearance, and the spirit person has same appearance as your physical person. Of course, when you have some wound and if you lose your legs, but spirit person does not lose your legs. Huh? So but as you are, so they just have all the features of your physical person. They look the same. So if you have this shape of nose, then your spirit person has the same shape of nose. The same appearance as your physical person. And it lives eternally, have eternal life in spirit world. So this does not perish. Eternal life in spirit world. This is our spirit person. If a spirit person just perishes and it disappears, then maybe we will not have too much difficulties if even we do commit crimes or if we do bad things. But if just dissolve, then there will be no problem, but it does not dissolve. It stays there. Therefore, because of this, we have to have good life on this earth. So once you make evil things, then we have to suffer for that for eternity. Therefore, if you do not recognize the existence of spirit person or existence of spirit world, if there were no spirit person or no spirit world, then this world cannot be the world of laws or morality. No need to have to be moral. No need to have moral life, because if this is the end of man's life, then you can do anything you like. You know? Maybe wiser man, that's wiser, because if you can enjoy, just by using all kinds of methods, if you can enjoy and you can get more luxury, that will be the best way to have life. But life is not like that. This is not end of our life. This is just a preparation place for our eternal life. Because of this, the morality or all those things come. Become necessity. So those who do not believe in God or do not believe in spirit person or spirit world, they live as they want. You know? So by this, so this is really important. This is very small knowledge, but by this knowledge, man's life can be changed completely in an opposite way. So materialists, they deny this spirit person and spirit world, therefore they just do as they want, just like animals. Therefore, if there's no spirit person or no spirit world, man is the same as animal, no difference. Then how this spirit person grow? Also for this, for the growth of spirit person, we need nutriments. Also, it needs two kinds of nutriments. One is
life elements from God. Life elements from God. And the other one is elements from our physical person. Here, for the growth of physical person, we had food. Comes from creation. So this comes from one level lower things. So for the growth of spirit person, it comes from, this is one level lower than spirit person. And from our physical person, we have to receive elements. And we call this vitality elements. So by receiving these vitality elements and life elements from God, man spirit person can grow well. And when a spirit person receives vitality elements from his physical person, it returns same quality spiritual elements. So spirit person and physical person, they exchange vitality elements and spiritual elements. By having this good give and take action, they grow both at the same time. So in original person, in original man, physical person and spirit person, they grow at the same time, same grade. So if physical person reaches perfection, and spirit person also reaches perfection. This is the original plan of God. Well, that was, so if man had not fallen, it really happened like that. But because of the fall, we know it did not happen like that. Then what is this life elements? Life elements is, we can say that is love of God, or it is something which is just like parents' love, which is needed for the growth of baby or child. So we know for baby to grow, baby needs love. This is just exactly the same as that one. Therefore, when we go to spirit world, we live in the realm of God's love. So we breathe in love and we can live. This is life elements. And for this growth, we have to have a good, for our growth of physical person, we need to have good food. If we have decayed food, then it will give bad influences to your physical person, and maybe you can have diarrhea and you cannot grow. Therefore, you need to have good food, good one. Same thing. For the growth of your spirit person, you need to have good vitality elements. Then how can man's physical person give good vitality elements to his spirit person? This can be done when this physical person lives according to the will of God. So by receiving God's love and by following God's word, if he lives, then it can give good vital elements to a spirit person. So here, all is necessary one is God's love and truth. Must receive God's love, and by following God's words, by living God's word. If man have this life, it can give good vital elements to its spirit person. Now we think of the relationship between spirit person and physical person too. So one, from this we can understand spirit person can grow only when it gets vitality elements from its physical person. If this is stopped, if you cannot receive vitality elements from your physical person, it cannot grow because there's no way to grow because no nutriments. Therefore, while it receives vitality elements from its physical person, it can grow. Therefore, spirit person can grow only on the foundation of physical person. So once you leave your physical person, no chance to make your spirit person grow. So from this we can understand why we live on this earth. We have to make our spirit person grow to perfection. So if we miss this chance, then we cannot make our spirit person to perfection. This is really important thing. Very, very simple one, but it's really important for our life. And second one is this one. When a physical person gives good vitality elements, if it gives good vitality elements to spirit person, then this spirit person return good spiritual elements. So first it must give good one, then it returns same quality good spiritual elements. By this give and take action, by the exchange of this, the spirit person can grow well and becomes better, become good spirit person. But if physical person lives bad life and give bad evil vitality elements to its spirit person, then this spirit person also return evil spiritual elements, and by this give and take action, spirit person cannot grow and become bad, becomes evil spirit person, becomes evil spirit person. Okay, so and if we live our whole life, physical life, is recorded on our spirit person. Here we say, as we live, our life is transformed to vitality elements, and it gives to, it goes to our spirit person. Therefore, our life is recorded on our spirit person. So therefore, our spirit person is just like automatic videotape recorder. Spirit person is just like automatic video tape recorder. Therefore, when you go to spirit world, if you want to see your life on earth, you can see it. So if you push if you push button, you can see it. And when people die, man dies. If you read many experiences of those who died and came back again to this earth, for had life again, they always say this. At the time when they were dying, all their life just passes in front of their eyes, just like a panorama. Very quick. Very quick, just maybe fraction of a second time, but everything they can see, very quick. So it is really very sensitive, very good machine. So man cannot have such machine. This only spirit can have this. Very short time, but your whole life you can see it. So, well then, how about if your life is shown in spirit, when you go to spirit world, if everybody sees your life, you will be happy? Well, if you have good life, you'll be very proud to show. But if you don't have good life, then you'll be not happy. Then how can you avoid this? How can you avoid this? Then that is the only way, that is to go to higher spirit world. So if you go to higher spirit world, lower spirit, the people, the spirit persons in lower spirit world cannot see your record. But if you go higher place, then you can see lower people's life, if you want. The best way is to have good life and to go to highest place. That is the only way to prevent this. Okay. Okay. The next one. You call it expiate, okay, atonement for our sins. How do you commit crime? Or when you say sins, what does it mean? Sin. This means everything. Sin or crime, evil thing, anything you did. Yeah. So some people think if you say sin, then they think it is a very limited one. But this means everything you did evil. All the evils. Evil things. Man commits crime or sins with physical body. When you go to the spirit world, you cannot do that. But during our life on earth, with physical body, man commits sins or crimes or does evil things. Therefore, if you did 100 evils or sins, maybe much more, but just let's say 100, then to atone for this sin, then what you have to do? When you have your physical person, you have to do more than 100 good things, which can surpass your evil things, your sins or your crimes. So you have to do more than 100. More than is maybe 101. Good things, good deeds. So this size must be bigger than the other side. By this we can we can modify expiate, you say, expiate or something, expiate your evil deeds. This is for. Then how about original sin? Original sin of man. Where did it come? When did it come? Original sin came from our first ancestors, and they committed this one when they lived on this earth with physical bodies. Therefore, they committed this original sin with physical bodies. Therefore, this sin also must be redeemed with physical bodies. So while we live on earth, we have to eradicate this. We have to expiate this. If once we go to spirit world, there's no way to get rid of this original sin. So during our life on earth, we have to forgiven from this sin. Because of this, then how can we get redemption for this original sin? By the Lord, by the Messiah. Messiah is the only one who can redeem the sin. Therefore, because of this, Messiah must come to the earth. He must come to the earth. Because redemption of original sin can be done only on the earth. So this is the reason why Jesus came to this earth, and also the Lord of Second Advent must come to this earth. His purpose is to eradicate original sin from fallen people, to lift, to raise fallen people to original state. Therefore, he must come to this earth. So this is the reason why he must come to this earth. And also we know man's spirit person is created to become perfect while it lives on earth with its physical person. Therefore, the perfection of spirit person must come during our lifetime on this earth. Also, this is also one reason the Messiah must come, because Messiah comes to make our spirit person perfect. Therefore, he must come to this earth, and he must give this God's love and what? Where is God's love and God's word? Because without God's love, without God's word, we cannot make our spirit person perfect. Therefore, he must come to this earth, and he must give God's love and God's truth to man, and he must lead us to live according to God's words. By this, we can make our spirit person perfect. Therefore, this is also the reason why he must come to this earth. Therefore, in Matthew, 16:19? Matthew 16:19 and Matthew 18:18. Jesus said this. Whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth shall be loosened in heaven. So, whatever you bind on earth shall bound. Because of the fall of man on earth, now all the men in spirit world, they fell into hell. Because man fell on the physical hell, therefore spirit men in the spirit world, they fell into spiritual hell. And to save the people from hell, then first the hell on earth must be taken away. So must be loosened. Hell on earth must be loosened. Then hell in spirit world will be loosened. So therefore, all the keys of solving human problem lie on this earth, not in spirit world. So when Jesus left, he gave the key of kingdom of heaven to Peter, who was on earth. He did not take it along with him. If the lock is in spirit world, he should have taken it with him to spirit world. But the lock of kingdom of heaven is on this earth. Therefore, he left the key to Peter and asked him to open the lock. But until this day, we could not do that. So the Lord must come back to do this. So we know from this how important it is to have, it is how important our physical life is. This is what, Matthew 16:19? 18:18. Same. Okay, now 5. We said that man lives in spirit world by receiving God's love, God's life elements. But therefore, to receive God's love, man's perception, perceptibility, or perceiving ability must be developed on the earth. So if man cannot, man's perception is not developed during man's life on earth, then if he goes to spirit world, he cannot receive, he cannot experience God's love. Therefore, all the perceptibility, you say? Perceptibility? Yeah, perception of love is developed during the physical life on earth. Then what are the main elements of God's love? That is parental love and conjugal love, filial love. So if you do not experience these loves during your life on earth, then if you go to spirit world, you cannot perceive God's love. You cannot receive God's love. You cannot perceive God's love well enough. Then how? Then this is where we can have this one. This is family. So to receive this, we have to establish God's family. So without having God's family, God-centered family, the original family of God's love, we cannot develop our perception of love. You don't say perceptibility? Yeah, perceptibility of God's love. Yeah, that is maybe better. Yeah, perceptibility, the ability to perceive God's love. So from this is God's family, that is God-centered four-portion foundation. So by having God-centered four-portion foundation, we can experience the three loves, and of course we have to love creation also, everything. So, by this we can understand, without having God's love, God's family, we cannot experience this love. Therefore, Messiah also must come to establish this family. Without Messiah, we cannot have this family. Therefore, Messiah also comes on earth to give this blessing. This also can be made by Messiah. Messiah's blessing. So, from this we can understand how important it is to have blessing. This is really important one. We do not realize this too well, because we just think everyone can have blessing. If you come to our church, if you go maybe 3 years or sometimes 2 years, then you can just get this one. Actually, originally it will not be given like that, because we do not have many members now, and also God has the great will to realize His kingdom on earth. Because of this, just He is giving this tremendous blessing to anyone. So Bible says that when the Lord came and He invited many people, but they did not come. Therefore, just passerbys, they were invited and they were given the feast. Just exactly the same, the Bible says. Yeah? Because of this, they do not recognize the value of this blessing. So the value, if it is given only maybe out of 1 million people, just to one person, if it's given, then you may consider it's a really valuable thing. But if anyone can get it, then just, oh, this is nothing. But in reality, the value of blessing is the same. Whether it is given to one out of 1 million or it is given to anyone, the value of blessing is the same. Therefore, we have to consider the blessing like that. So we have to really understand what it means. This is really the key for Kingdom of Heaven. Without going through this blessing, we cannot go into Kingdom of Heaven. There is no way to become perfect, and there's no way to go into Kingdom of Heaven. And by this we can have, this is right to have God and true parents on our side. Without this, we cannot make God our God. We cannot make our true parents our true parents. This is really very great, very important privilege to have. So, now spirit person, they know, even we do not know the true value of blessing, but spirit persons in spirit world, they know this. No? So when Mrs. Chi, the old lady who is in Korea, the all-time follower of our father, she came down from North Korea, and she met our father by through her revelation, because God told her to go to Father. So actually she did not know. She was that time, even she was not a middle-aged lady, but just she walked. She did not know any place. She did not know where her father was, but she was led by. She just walked, and her feet led her to the place where Father was there. So there she came, and she met Father, and from that time on, she is following Father, and she made the holy wine. So she also received everything from God and how to make holy wine, and she made it. And we have a big jar. In Korea, we have very big jars. So there she made she put all the things and made holy wine. And also it had to go through certain period to brew. It needs time. And so she put all the apron, just like this apron and something. And every day she prayed. Then, many famous patriots of Korea, they came to her, and they just they bothered her very much. They asked her to give 1 drop of holy wine on their tomb. They asked that. If you do this, then I'll give you this. I'll do these things for you. They promised them. Yeah? So because of holy wine, we can get rid of this original sin, and we can be blessed. So holy wine is the entrance for this entrance gate for this blessing. So they know this, how important it is. Therefore, they begged her to give just 1 drop of holy wine on their tomb. Of course, she cannot do that. She couldn't do that. But they know how precious it is. But we don't know. Just we think it's just granted. Okay. three stages of growth of spirit person. So also for spirit person to reach perfection, it goes through three stages. And this formation stage, when spirit man grows to this stage, we call it form spirit. And when it comes to this stage, we call it life spirit. And when it comes to this stage, we call it divine spirit. So this form spirit has just only form. Life spirit has something inside. And divine spirit is the perfect spirit. And the resonance between spiritual perception and the physical perception. Spiritual perception and physical perception. So with our five spiritual senses, we can see spirit world, spiritual phenomena of spirit world. And in perfect man, it is resonated with his physical person, and what was perceived through five spiritual senses can be transmitted to its five physical senses, just like resonance. You know, if we have tuning fork, if you have this side vibrate, then the other one also vibrates automatically, even there's no just space, but by resonance, they make same sound, same thing. So what you received, what you perceive through your spiritual senses, they are resonated to physical body, and you feel as if you saw it through your physical senses. This is spiritual, what do you call it? That is, or you can spiritual communication. That is spiritual communication. That is when your spiritual eyes are open, or spiritual senses are open. And now, importance of physical life and true value of man. Man has a spirit person and physical person, you know. How long can we live with this physical person? How long? 70? Okay, let's say 100 years. And how about spirit person? Eternity. So then, from this, which is main part of man? Yeah, 100-year life? eternity. So this is just temporary. This is a temporary one. Therefore, from this we can understand this is subject. Spirit person is main part of man. So we call this is essence of man. This is just temporary. So that's just like a rented house. And when time comes, then we just cancel the contract and we leave. Then we go to our eternal home. So. God is very generous and he does not receive any rent for our physical body. And we know man wants to have profit. You don't want to lose anything. Man wants to have profit. You want to lose something? No one wants to lose. So anyone wants to have bigger profit. Huh? So then what is real profit? This becomes problem. Then what is true profit for man? Now in fallen world, many people think profit is, how do they think? In fallen man's case, what is their profit? Fallen man's case, money. First is money, material. All material things. And then physical love. This is their value, their profit. Therefore, they want to get more money, more material. They want to enjoy more physical love. But what is true profit? Then this is not true. Then what is true profit? True profit is something to do with this spirit person. Because this eternal one, therefore, it must be beneficial one for this spirit person. Then what will it be? That is to make our spirit person perfect. So this is the things which make our spirit person perfect. This is true value, true profit. If there are anything which can make your spirit person perfect, that is true profit. The thing of true profit for you. Then how can we make our spirit person perfect? Then we can find out what is true profit for man. Then how can we make our spirit person perfect? How can we make this? So this is by receiving God's love and God's truth, God's word. And to live God's truth and to live with this. So to receive God's love, to learn God's truth, and to live, three things are most important things. They are most profitable things for man's life, for man. So more than anything else, they are most valuable things. Then how can we receive God's love? How can we know God's truth? And how can we live God's truth? How can we exercise, how can we practice God's love and God's truth in our life? These things are most important things, and they give the greatest profit to man. And many people want to have good life, but good, they want to have good food, good clothes, and good house, and good material things, everything. But however you have good life on this earth, if you don't have this, just that we last only 100 years at the last, at the longest. And when you leave this world, then you will have nothing. You will have nothing. You cannot take anything with you. So, without this, you will go to hell. And if you did, to get this, if you did bad things, then for that you have to suffer for eternity. You have to pay for that for eternity. Therefore, even we cannot have good food or cannot rest too much, or we cannot have a good house, but by working, if we can get this, then it's worthwhile. So there are two ways for us. One way is for this, one way is for this. So which way we should choose? Many people go this way, but it will not give you anything. So maybe when you get old, so maybe when you get old, maybe 80 years old, and you know when you die, that time they repent. Oh, why did I have this life? I should have lived the other way. But that is too late already. So they want to have another life. If they could have, maybe they wish they would want to be born again, to start new life. But that's already too late. But if we know this, therefore, before you get the time when you are about to die, if you know this much before, when you have more chance to have a new life, then how would it be good? So, when we have more time, much time, and if we know this, then we can change our course toward this direction, then we can have eternal happiness, eternal joy. Even we suffer on this earth much, but when we go to our real home, then we can have really good life, good happiness and joy. So, wisdom is this. What is wisdom? What is wisdom? Wisdom, just to know, to find out the solution for mathematical equations. Or how to make more money. That can be called wisdom, but that is not true wisdom. True wisdom is to know this. To find this solution. This is true wisdom. So the Bible says that to know God, to know to fear God, this is true wisdom. The Bible says that. To fear God. To fear God means to know this. To know this. If you don't know this, then you don't fear God. But if when you know this, you have to fear God. So this is true wisdom. Now, there are many people living on earth. Many people, many fallen people living on earth. And we know to have this, we need physical body. If once we leave our physical body, we can not have any chance. And now many people on earth, now fallen people on earth, they have physical bodies. They have physical body. But do they know this truth? They don't know this truth. They don't know this truth. Therefore, even they have chance, because they have physical body on earth, still, therefore they can use, if they know this truth, they can utilize their physical body to make their spirit perfect. They have chance, but they cannot use it, because they don't know this. So there's just mischances, mischance, no chance, mischance. But how about spirit person in spirit world? Do they have a physical body? already left. No physical body. But they know truth. If you go to spiritual, you can find out immediately. Because you yourself suffer. Because of that, you know. But no physical body, therefore, they have chance? No chance. Therefore, they suffer more. When I was in Germany, and somebody came to me to, came to me and asked me to attend a workshop or to visit Lincoln Church Center. And I could go, but I did not go because I thought this was more important. And after I came to the spirit world, I found out now I have suffered so much. So why I was so foolish not to go to Education Church at that time? He would say this, no? Because chance was given to him. So if he had that chance, then he could have changed his life in spirit world. So because of this, he suffers. If he was not given any chance, he does not suffer too much. But if he was given chance and he could not take it, then that makes him more suffer more. So because of this, he suffers. All that thought he cannot escape from that thought. That all clings to him. So that makes him suffer more. So we know there are many members who came to our church and they left because they could not go on because of something. There can be many reasons. And they left. And they go to spirit world. Then they know what they have to pay in spirit world. Then how will they feel? Or why didn't I just persevere more? If I persevered, but if I could overcome that, then I could go on. Because of my impatience, because of my some fallen nature or many things, I could not go that. So he can. That gives him pain. Because of that, he suffers more. And if he sees other people living in good world, it will make him suffer more. And if that thought never leaves him. So if you, I don't know whether you believe my word or not, if you are spirit, you can experience it. So sometimes Father explains many things about spirit world, and he said, if you cannot believe it, so you die and then you experience for yourself. No other way. So let person experience for himself. Of course, he will then lose all the chances. Okay, then, who is wise man? Now, so with physical body, while you have a physical body or not, with physical body on earth, if we know the truth, and if we can utilize our physical body to utilize our physical body to make spirit person perfect. If there are such people, so if such a man, then he is the wisest man. So when you have physical body with you, and if you know the truth, and if you can utilize it to make your spirit person perfect, he is the wisest man. He's the lucky man. So all the spirit person, now spirit people in the spirit world, they envy for these people. They wish they could have this chance. And all the Buddha. How was the life of Buddha? He was born as Prince of Kingdom. But he left his position. And he left his family and he went into mountain for what? To find out the truth. So for him, the luxury of a palace was nothing in comparison to this. He knew that. Because of that, he could forsake all the luxury of life. And Confucius was the same. Confucius was called as dog. As dog, he was called by the people dog of that area. So he was so miserable externally. But he knew the truth, and to follow the truth, he went through that way, that severe suffering life. Jesus was the same. Jesus knew this, therefore, he could go through the crucifixion. So their lives are good examples for us to follow. So already God gave us good examples to follow through those people. Then destination of spirit person. Then we say, if when you die, always we say, in Korea we say, 3 messengers come to lead you to the spirit world. In Europe you say that? Or 3 messengers come. Or sometimes 3 angels you say, they come. Usually your ancestors come. As the spirits come and they lead you to the place you should go. Yeah, so already maybe 1 or 2 days before they come and they just stay beside you and they wait when you pass away. You know? So if you do evil things, evil spirits come and wait there. And as soon as you die, just they take you away to the hell. You know? And if you have good life, then good angels come. They just, they greet you, and that's like what you call. They receive you as honorable guest for spirit world. So they'll guide you to a good place. But whether you go to hell or spirit world is not decided after your death. Already decided while you live on earth. So if you had good life, then you are destined to go good place. If you did evil things, you are destined to go to evil place. No one intervene about that. Just automatically. You know, if you have something, a certain weight of things, then if you put in the water, and it stays where it balances, the weight and the buoyance, balance. Same thing. According to your degree of your growth of your spirit person, you stay there. Nothing higher, not higher, not lower, just place. So in spirit world there are many groups now, because this spirit world is, this world is the image of spirit world, and this world is not divided in many societies. Even you live same place, but people are divided by. One man is living next to you, but he can be maybe CDU, and the next man can be SPD, all different. Even they live same place, same thing. And so in spirit world, they are divided by groups, or different groups. Yeah?
I want to ask how it is in the spirit world, for example, if I die and my wife died 20 years later and she's much higher spiritually.
Yeah, so that's a really blessed case?
Yes,
blessed case, huh? Yeah, blessed case is different. But in fallen world, they are not blessed. So they are not husband and wife anymore. Only during the life of this earth. Once they leave, they are normal wife and husband. They cannot live together. Even they want to live, they cannot. And also you want to live with your children, but no. Children, you cannot live with your children in fallen world, because God does not recognize them as family. as I said here before, that is not God-centered life. That's why God considers them as illegal family. So they cannot live together. All family members, they are separated according to their standard. Go away. But therefore, because of that, there cannot be any happiness. To have happiness, your loving ones must stay together. There you can find happiness. But in fallen world, that's not. But after you're blessed, it's different. But if you have normal life, and if you attain certain growth, then maybe you can go same place. Yes.
And it's a question for me. If a blessed family, they have physical parents, and they then also divided when they die. But
Yeah.
if all the children have such a desire that the parents can come together in spirit world, is this possible?
No, not that is after. So we say that even our parents, even they don't come to our church, but because of their children, they can get a certain special privilege, but that must come later. So Father must make condition on this earth. So that will come after one nation is restored. Before that, Father cannot do that. So always this because God's sovereignty must be established on earth. Without that, God cannot exercise His power. So that because of that, we have to haste to restore, have a national foundation. So without that, God cannot give His special, what do you call it, special amnesty or something. No. That's grace. Yeah, but you say the amnesty, huh? That is some. The multiplication of spirit person. Then where spirit man is multiplied, that is on earth. So many people think many people do not understand this. Because of this, what do you call the incarnation theory came. So without knowing this, then you can have all kinds of ideas. Even you admit, the existence of spirit person, spirit people. And this is, the spirit man, spirit person and physical person are created at the same time. So when your physical person is formed, at the same time your physical person is formed. So that is mother's womb. So because of this I say, mother's womb is the place where miracle happens. So how can physical person can have spirit person, can give a life for spirit person and physical person together? But if you understand this, it's a very normal thing, because man, we are not only physical person, we are physical person and spirit person together. Is me, Therefore, it's possible to give birth to physical person and spirit person together. That is natural. Because mother and father, they are physical person and spirit person together.
How does if there is a spirit in the embryo in the mother's womb, then how does it grow if it needs the vitality elements from the physical body?
Yeah. So I say, not only physical body. So this man stays with his spirit body also.
No, I mean the baby.
Yeah, baby is the same. So inside mother's egg, and there are already spirit element there. And but the spirit body is formed inside mother's womb, but it comes to have life when it comes out of mother's womb. So we say it needed to have 3 times of breathing. So God said that by breathing in air through the life through nostril, it became a living being. That means living being means spiritual being, spirit being. You know? So by breathing in air, it comes to have active, so, and it comes to have life. So babies miscarried, yeah, then no more life, just it dissolves. Okay, then next one is, then how about fallen man's case? I said that for original people, original man's case, if you do good things, then you can return good vitality elements to your physical person, spirit person, and spirit person returns same quality, good spiritual elements to your physical person. Therefore, you can grow well, and you become good spirit person, good spirit man. This is for normal, original man's case. But if this is true for fallen people, then what will happen? Just by having good life, we can have perfect spirit person. You know? If this happens for fallen people, just by having good life alone, we can make our spirit person grow to perfection. And we can become good spirit person. You can have this conclusion. You know? You can understand this? Yeah. No? So this applies only for original person, original people, but not for. So if this applies for fallen people, then we don't have to have Messiah. You know? Just by having good life alone, we can make grow well, and the spirit person can grow well, and the spirit person can reach perfection. You know? But this is only for original man's case, and fallen people's case is not. So because of this, we have to know the relationship between spirit and the physical body for fallen man. The fallen man's. This is number 3. So relationship between fallen man's spirit person and physical person. So we here draw the diagram again. This is physical person, this is spirit person. Now a fallen man's case, he lives good life, you know. Also even he is fallen man, but he just he wants to do good thing and he have good life. Then maybe he can give good vitality elements. Huh? The vitality elements too. It's a spirit person. This is possible. Then how about this one? Then this spirit person can return good vitality elements to its physical person. How about these spiritual elements then? What quality spiritual elements can this spirit person give to its physical person? To understand this, we have to know how these spiritual elements are made. How this is made. This is made by receiving God's life elements. Because this is made by within spirit person, and for the growth of spirit person, it needs to have life elements and vitality in both. So to have same quality, if it receives good vital elements, then it must have a normal supply of life elements. If he has normal supply of life elements, together with this, he can make same quality with spiritual elements. But for fallen man's case, fallen man can receive this one or not. This is cut off completely. Therefore, no life elements. So without life elements, this one alone, can it make good spiritual elements? No. No. So even you do good thing, good life, and you give good vitality elements, but you cannot receive good spiritual elements. This is a problem. Yeah. Because of this, fallen people, they want to do good thing, but they cannot continue on. Because force is generated by give and take action. If you give, you have to have feedback. You cannot just continue to supply only without receiving anything back. Because of this, it's become very difficult to have. Maybe you can have do good things for short time, but not long range, not long time. You know. That is because of this. You cannot get good spiritual elements. So by receiving, by exchanging good vitality elements and receiving good spiritual elements, you can go on. And you can do better and better things. And how about this? We can easily understand. When you give bad, evil vitality elements, and if you receive evil spiritual elements, what happens? If you consider this, you can easily understand this. Evil vitality elements. You know, in the beginning, when man first he was a thief, in the beginning, when he tries to steal somebody's something, in the beginning, first time, maybe he'll be, you know, very difficult. You know? His conscience threatens him not to do that. So in the beginning, it becomes very difficult. But he keeps doing that. Later, it's nothing. Okay? So he can take anything as he wants. And not only stealing, maybe robber. He'll become robber. And maybe he can kill somebody. You know? So if he does something bad, then it accumulates. So by this give and take action, it becomes worse and worse. So even he does terrible things, he does not mind. You know? So opposite to this. So if you do good things, you can do easily better things. You know, just to love. You know, in the beginning, if you try to love other people, it may be difficult. But if you love and it becomes just a normal life, then later you can naturally love other people without any efforts. You know? Same thing. This is one reason. So, because of this is cut off, therefore man cannot return good vital elements, therefore spiritual elements. Therefore he cannot continue. So, without restoring this relationship with God, we cannot make this one, spirit person, perfect. We can understand this. And also this time, not only man, life elements is not receiving life elements from God, but at the same time, this spirit person is already mature, not grown up. Even your physical person, when you reach 21 years old, it's already perfected. Huh? But this is not, just like baby. So even you give good vitality elements to spirit person, it's very small, immature, therefore it cannot produce good spiritual elements. See? So because of two reasons, you cannot get corresponding spiritual elements back to your physical person. Then how this is open? Therefore, before God started his salvation providence, before Moses' time, this was completely cut off, shut off. And after Abraham and Moses, by the law of Moses, by keeping that, this was open a little bit. So from that time on, from the providence of God's salvation, it's gradually open. So those people could receive a little bit of life elements. Therefore, they could make their spirit person grow a little bit. And after Jesus came, it was open more. So people could receive more life elements, but not fully. Then when can men receive full life elements? That is after the Lord comes. The Lord doesn't come, and he must lift this up. So he comes to lift up this barrier, to destroy this barrier, so that man can receive life elements from God. But even this is open, but if you don't believe the Lord, then it has something to do with you, no relationship. Therefore, even at the time of Moses, those who did not follow Moses, they could not receive any life elements, you know. But even Jesus came, but if they did not accept him, they did not follow his words, then no relations. They cannot receive any merit of these life elements. Even this day the same. Some people can have more life elements, but those who are against God's providence, they cannot receive anything. You know? So to certain people it's open, but not to other people. So Satan is very strong here. Satan is. This is Satan dominion. So this is Satan dominion, you know. So Satan is blocking the way. So if you try to come to this place, Satan always tries to stop you. Now it's not so difficult, but in the early days, it was really terrible fight. So, you know, when we witness somebody, and if we have promised, you know, so he promised to come to our place, then the next day we go to him. Already he had other promise. You know, somebody come and he also take him away. We anytime, no exception. It happened all the time. So Father says, everything, heavenly things must be done quickly, without letting people know. So once you have somebody, then you have to, maybe if you can, it's better to keep him there, maybe for 2 or 3 days, then give words. That's the best. You know? If you send him away, then somebody will take him away. Always happen. This is really fight between God and Satan. Always this happen. Then what is the mission of religion? Mission of religion is to do this. So by giving God's truth and to make man receive God's life elements and to make him son of God or daughter of God, this is the mission of religion. But present day religions are not doing this mission fully, and we know from this the mission of Messiah, the Lord of Second Advent. So by having him we can have full life elements. Then what is the perfection of life elements? Spirit person. We said spirit person. This is the essence of spirit man. This is the elements where God can come in. So when our spirit person reach perfection, here God comes in. So we can become one with God. We say perfect man is one with God. That is because in spirit persons, life, we call it the spirit mind, we say. In spirit mind of perfected man, God comes in. So spirit mind is the place where God can come. So because this perfect man and God become one. So for the perfection of spirit mind, we need God's love and God's truth. And by practicing them, our spirit mind becomes perfect. And what is God? Then God is an invisible God. Even you go to spirit world, you cannot see God. God is invisible. But man receives, a spirit person receives God's life elements and live. Therefore, in this world we have a sun, and from sun we receive sun rays. Same thing in spirit world, God is like a sun of spirit world, and all people receive life elements from him. So therefore God appears like light. Light. And those who perfected spirit men, if you see, they appears as light. So those who are under lower level people, they cannot see them too well because they emit light. But if you are on same level, you can see it. And higher level, you can see very well. And when man is perfected, then God comes in. Therefore, this spirit, spirit person, we call it divine spirit, he becomes a spirit of light. So if you read books, you can see that they say spirit of light comes and he'll lead them to some place. That's perfect spirit person is light. But when you reach life element, already you emit light, but that is not from your inside yourself, but it's just receive light and reflect light. So it is reflecting light body. And form spirit, no light. And evil spirit, that is dark, because there's no life elements there. Cannot receive any life elements, therefore it's dark. It's black one. So dark color, black color is the symbol of Satan. So what is the flag of a German nation? Yeah, anyway, 1/3. Not fully, but yeah. Anyway, very symbolic. Okay, now then, many cases some people have a spiritual healing power. How can they have this power? To have this, you have to undergo many difficult steps, and of course you have to pray very hard, and also the person must have some qualities for that. Not everyone can do. So if you see somebody by the face, you can see certain people are very have certain type who can easily communicate with spirit world. So these qualities. So God choose those people who have qualities to have this. And they can do that by receiving power from spirit. If like a Holy Spirit, if the power of the Holy Spirit comes, then they can convey it to the patient's physical body. Then by that power, they can heal the disease. Or from his own spirit person, maybe he can give some spiritual elements to the person. Then by that power, sometimes they can heal. This is one way. And also when the disease is caused by evil spirit, by expelling evil spirit away, also can cure the disease. So there are many ways how disease comes. So by the work of evil spirit, this case, if by eliminating evil spirit, we can cure. But if even you can do that, but if it's too late, however you expel evil spirit, you cannot cure. Because already it's too, if your body became too weak, then you cannot cure it. So you have to find a good time, not too late. Okay, so this is now man's mind seen from physical mind and spirit mind. So This is 4 now, 4. So man's mind is seen from the relationship of spirit mind and physical mind. When we say mind, we know man has spirit mind, spirit person and physical person, and physical person is controlled by physical mind. Therefore, there's work of physical mind. And the spirit person is controlled by spirit mind. Therefore, in man there are both spirit person and physical person. Therefore, man receives influence from both sides. And originally, if man had not fallen, spirit mind is subject and it controls physical mind. So this is subject position. This is object position. And they become one. This is mind. So when we speak of mind, that is, we mean the union of both, spirit mind and physical mind. So this is union, this is mind. And in perfected man, this spirit mind always works with God. This has direct communication with God. Therefore, in original man's case, center of spirit mind is God. So God as center, spirit mind and physical mind perform give and take action, they become one. And we call this union original mind. And it takes object position to God. So this original mind always works according to the will of God. Here we have to understand that this spirit mind reaches perfection. It must become perfect. When spirit mind reaches perfection, then it takes subject position to physical person and physical mind, and it can control physical mind. And of course, this case, it's one with God. And this original mind always works according to the will of God. And we say this original mind works on the foundation of man's emotion or heart. So man's mind has three functions, mind, intellect, and will. This always works by this emotion side, heart side. So without thinking, it works. Without thinking. Without analyzing or without calculating. So this intellect always calculate, use a calculation, but this does not calculate. Just instantly it works. This is the original mind. Then what is conscience? We say conscience. If man reaches perfection, the spirit mind, the original mind, and conscience are one. Just like one original mind is Seongsang side and conscience is Hyeongsang side. They should become one, like inside and outside. So original mind is inside, conscience is outside. They should have worked together. But after the fall of man, it became different. So our conscience works on man's intellect. If man had not fallen, by the intellect, by the intellect, man could know God. By the intellect, man could know the truth of God. And this intellect always wants to work the thing which man believes truth. So only the center is truth. And if man has not fallen, God and truth are born. This is original man's case. But in fallen man's case, what he believes as truth, centering on this, spirit mind and physical mind have give and take action, and they become one. We call this conscience. And it gives, have given together with truth.
This is original, not in the form.
Yeah, this is original case, but even fallen man's case, they think this conscience does give and take action with what they believe truth is. Huh? Yeah. So originally, conscience and original mind should work together, should just be the same. But fallen man's case is not. Fallen man's case is not, because fallen man's case, the original mind wants to go this direction, God. Original mind always wants to go this direction. This is original mind. But how about conscience? If truth is deviated from original truth, if truth is this way, if he believes this is truth, then conscience goes where? This direction. Yeah? So this much deviation occurs. So this is original mind, this is conscience, like this. So this is fallen man. This case, by the work of original mind, goes this direction. Conscience, by work this goes this direction. So this much difference comes. But if we make the truth one with God's truth, then it becomes one. See? So this is my fourth truth. But if it's completely opposite from God's truth, then which way is to go? This direction. This direction. This is materialism. Communists go entirely, completely different direction. Because they deny God, there's no God, and they think man is animal. Therefore, from their conscience, they have to go this direction. Then one more mind, there we say, or sometimes we call evil mind. Then what is evil mind? This is only fallen man's case. This is evil mind. From this we know split mind should always take subject position. And this should have object position. But for fallen man's case, extreme case, physical mind reached perfection, but split mind almost 0 point. So it cannot function. Then which will take subject position? So because this is very, very low, very young, very little, therefore this can control split mind. So for fallen man's case, many cases, physical mind take subject position, comes this direction, this side, and split mind comes this side. This subject, this is object, and it controls split mind. So it takes spirit mind along with it. And go toward the opposite direction from God's direction. So this is evil mind. So here, this case, who is center? Satan, not God. So this is evil mind. So small baby, however, he wants to do good things, but if adult, grown-up man takes, he cannot resist. If he does not want, but he must go. He's taken by grown-up man. It's the same thing. Spirit mind does not want to go that direction, but physical mind so strong, so it's just takes it along with it. Cannot resist. This is evil mind. We call this this man is under Satan's control. So this whole man under Satan's dominion, under Satan's control, and this physical mind is under Satan's control. This is also under Satan's control. Because this is controlled by physical mind, therefore this is also under Satan's control. So evil mind is completely under Satan's control. Okay, so now what time is now? 11 o'clock. Okay, good time to have a break. Okay. Round 5. So this one is different levels of Sangsang and Hyeongsang relationships in creation. And another one. So two titles here. One. One is first this one. One is different levels of Sangsang and Hyeongsang relationships in creation. This one first. We can divide all the creation into 3 groups. One is man, second one is animals and plants, and next one is matter, materials. And all the creations were created by God by resembling God's Sangsang and Hyeongsang. Therefore, there must be common factors among those 3 groups of creation. Now we can divide this into 3 groups. So now I'm going to write down this. So first one is a perfection stage class substantial beings. And animal and plant, this is growth stage class substantial beings. And this is formation stage class substantial beings. So now we see matter, how it look. Matter, this part has 성사 and 형상. We know matter is made of energy. And what is 형상 part of matter? 형상 part of matter is energy. What is 형상 part of matter? That's inherent directive nature. We call it IDN. Then how about animal and plant? They have body, animal has body. The animal body has body. And what is animal 성상 part? Animal mind. Oh, so, okay. Yeah. It's 2 already. So animal has mind, body. And plant has body. So this is animal, mind, plant, mind. So we know this. And this body is also made of atoms, particles. So they also have energy. This one also has energy. This has IDN. IDN. Then how about man? Man has physical mind. Mind and body. And also man has this one. Man's body is made of this IDN and body. Oh. Energy. The man has one more. That is spirit, mind, and spirit body. This is 형상. Then how about animals? Do they have spirit mind, spirit body? No. This is no. How about matter? No. Then how about matter? Do they have a physical mind and body? No. So this is no. So from this we can understand God created all the creation into 3 levels. Of course, they all resemble God's 성상 and 형상, but matter is the lowest. They resemble God's 성상 and 형상 in lowest level. Therefore, they have only this one. But how about animals and plants? They have God's 성상 and 형상, medium level. So we call this growth stage class. How about man? Man has, this is only man among all creation. Only man has a split mind and split body. Therefore we call this man with this split mind, split body, perfection stage class substitute being. So from this we can understand how man is created, special being. So man has all the 성상 and 형상 of God. So within man, man has all these animals, 성상 and 형상, and matter, 성상 and 형상, everything. This shows that. So in man, 성상 and 형상 of matter, 성상 and 형상 of animals and plants, and this one is only, this is for only man. But how about fallen man? How about fallen man? Fallen man has only external appearance. They don't have this inside. Of course, they have this element, but this is not grown up yet. Externally, they have everything, but internally, this is not mature yet. So this part should be grown up to perfection. And we call this energy body. We call this matter energy body, and we call this cell body. So this is made of cells. Cell body, and we call this spirit body. This side, this spirit body, this is cell body, this is energy body. Okay? So this is one. Now, we want to talk about this universal prime force and energy. What is the relationship between the two? How they are different? And also we say force. So how can we differentiate force, universal prime force, and energy? Cause and effect. Which is cause? Which force is cause? Okay, you think, okay. So as you like, okay? Okay, so now, always, when we think something, we refer to man. So man is the starting point of the study. So to understand God, we have to understand man. And by understanding man, we can understand God, and by understanding God, we can understand man better. This give and take action, always. Just like egg and chicken and egg, same thing. See? So now, physical person, how is it made? Yeah. So we say physical person has physical mind and physical body. Now, then, from what is physical person made of? Huh? we say it's force, from force, because if we divide physical body going to the molecule cells, molecules and atoms, particles, then energy. Force, we call it force. So this made of force. And this physical person can be divided into two, physical body and physical mind, both invisible ones. And the physical body is also made by what? Made of energy. Then how about physical mind? So this physical person is made of invisible physical mind and invisible energy. So from this we can understand force itself must have Seongsang and Hyeongsang part. Force is invisible one, but this force must have Seongsang part and Hyeongsang part, because physical person, which is made of force, is divided into two. Therefore, same way, the force must be divided into two. No? Seongsang part and Hyeongsang part. The Seongsang part and Hyeongsang part. And what is Hyeongsang part? Hyeongsang part means the constituent element. So you build a house, brick. This is Hyeongsang. So to make physical body, the elements, this when we say, so we call this energy. This case, the energy means like just a building block, like a cement, block. This is the energy which consists only this part. So this is like as a constituent element. See? But physical mind directs, gives order to physical body. So there must be something which gives order to energy. And we call this one universal prime force. You understand? So therefore we say this is a force which has energy, a purpose, and it directs. It gives direction to energy. So if you understand this, you can understand the relationship among these three. So when we usually say force, in foreign world they don't know this. Even you don't know this. How can they know? So they mix up this. Sometimes they use force, sometimes they use energy. But in divine principle, when we say force, it means both together. Universal prime force and energy together we call force. But universal prime force means the Seongsang part of force which gives directive nature, direction to energy. Okay? This is only the constituent element of energy. Okay? Okay, so now by this we finish section 5. So in the beginning, therefore, I did not explain this before this section. Therefore, in the beginning, section 2, when you explain universal prime force, you cannot say Seongsang, Hyeongsang, or anything. That is, we did not explain spirit person or physical person yet. Therefore, I said that just universal prime force is the fundamental element of all the force. And about concerning man also, because until you come to section 5, we cannot give them or use spirit person or physical person. Of course, you can say spirit, physical body is okay, but spirit person, spirit mind is difficult to use it because they don't know, when, in case they are just the first comers. So many cases when we study, always you have to think. When you have something you don't understand, then always you have to think of man. And from man you can find the clue to solve the problems. Okay? So if you don't know this, then it's something very confusing. What is universal prime force? What is energy? So there are many things which I did not speak yet, because now if I study, I always come to have many ideas. So also there are many things which yet to explain, but because you don't know what they are, So no need to explain it. You know. But if you think more, then or you have to find something, because to explain this, we have to find more. So there are many things to go, but not yet.
Next time.
Maybe not. I don't know. So about many things. Okay, now next one, section 6. Theory of value. The definition of value. We already explained in the purpose of God's creation that God does not want to exist alone, and man does not want to exist alone. So God wanted to have objects, and man wants to have objects. So from this desire, man started to create his creative work, started to create many things. And also God started to create his creation. So because from this we understand the importance and the necessity of objects. And man and creation were created by God with the purpose of creation. And God created man to have 성상 and 형상 and positivity, negativity in dual characteristics. So man and creation has dual characteristics. This we know. So even man, within himself, man has mind and body, so subject and object. And between man and creation, also there are this relationship, subject and object relationship. Therefore, this means that the fact that God created all the creation in dual characteristics means that God wanted to have all the things in the relationship of subject and object. From this, the relationship of subject to object comes to have most importance. So when we define this value, also we have to understand it from the point of give and take relationship between subject and object. So without having this subject and object relationship, we cannot find true value. So, like this, all the creation, they have different level relationships of give and take, subject and object. So subject-object means to have give and take action, subject-object. When we say all the subject and object, there should be relationships. If there's no relationship, we cannot call them subject and object. So God creates all the creation to have, in different levels. Therefore, give and take action must exist in man itself, and man and creation, this one, man and animals and plants, and man and creation. This one, this part. So in many different levels, there should be creation, and this give and take action, this subject and object relationship should be maintained in harmony. And we know the purpose of any being is given by God, the Creator. So every being has purpose for existence. We call it purpose of existence. And the purpose of existence is given by God. So there is no one which does not have purpose of existence. And also every being has desire for something. So the fact that every being wants to have object means they have desire for something from object. The fact that I want to have object, that means I have desire for object, my object. So I want to have something from out of my object. It means that. So what is desire for your object, and object has purpose of existence. Because of this, they can have relationship. If you don't have desire for your object, you cannot have relationship with its object. And if the object does not have purpose of existence, it cannot relate to your subject. So all is the subject and object relationship is done by the desire of subject and purpose of existence of object. Between these two, by giving, by having this relationship, they can have SO relationship. So I say SO relationship is the most important one. Then how? Therefore we say the proper relationship between subject and object decides value. Proper relationship between subject and object decides value. Then what is value? Then we give it. Then the subject, the desire of subject for its object must be satisfied by the nature or content of object. So subject has desire, and this desire of object, subject must be satisfied by the nature content of object. Then from where this nature and contents of object come? From its purpose of existence. So this desire of subject must be satisfied by the purpose of existence of object. See? You understand? So God created creation to satisfy his desire. See? Therefore, their purpose is created to satisfy desire of subject. God created that way. If this does not meet, then it will be trouble. If desire of subject and purpose of existence of object does not meet, then we are in trouble. But God created, very, so God is very smart. So everything, God desires, God creates so created that the desire of subject always can be satisfied by the purpose of the existence of object. That way God created. So they are to meet each other. And when the desire of subject is satisfied by the nature or content of its object, we call the nature or content of object value. So I have something here, chalk. My desire for this object is to write good letter on this blackboard. But if this content, nature, does not satisfy me, then it has no value. I have to throw away. But if this content, this nature of this chalk satisfies my desire, then this chalk comes to have value. See? So this nature even have same form, same white color, but if it does not have the nature or content which can write on the blackboard, it has no value. See? So the nature, content is very important. And it must satisfy my desire. In this case, we call this nature, this content, value. See? So we say the nature or content of object which satisfies the desire of subject is called value. See? So you have a tape recorder. Your desire for tape recorder is to have good recording of somebody's speech. And also the purpose of tape recorder is to record. And if it records well, it makes good recording. That is the quality of that tape recorder. So it must have good nature or content. and it satisfies your desire for recording. In this case, the tape recorder comes to a value. That becomes valuable tape recorder. If it does not make good recording, all kinds of noise coming, then you throw away. It does not satisfy your desire. So it has no value. Yeah. Yeah. So the nature or content of the object which satisfies the desire of subject is called value. Simple, very simple. Simple. Huh? So if you think of this, you have to think this subject-object relationship. If you don't know this, it's very difficult. You know? And in foreign world, they don't know this relationship. Just they say anything which satisfies man's desire is called value, but they give a similar definition, but they don't know this relationship of subject and object. Okay, now then the determination of value, determination of original value. Two. This is 2, right? Huh? No? This big 2? Oh, 2 is right. Huh? Okay, now, usually we have a, before this we have big 1 like this, 2. Huh? Or is section, first one is this? Okay. Yeah, big 1, huh? Big 1. So big 1, big 2. Or this should be, yeah, big 1, big 2. Okay. Then we have 1. To determine the value, there must be the one who can determine it. So here we say, original evaluation subject, we call this word. So to decide value, there has to be someone who can decide it. So the one who can decide the value is called evaluation subject. Then who was, so the value can be different. Who is evaluation subject, you know, by that. So in foreign world, who is evaluation subject? So in foreign world, evaluation subject is foreign man. No? You know what they say? What foreign men say? You know, many scholar scientists, even they are great scientists, sometimes Nobel Prize laureate, but are they fallen men or perfected men? Fallen men. So they say there is no absolute value, they say that. Therefore, if you know this, they are inferior to you. Even they are great scientists. Then let's think of this fallen man. What kind of man he is? What kind of man he is? Does he know God? Does he know God's nature? Do they know purpose of God's creation? No. Do they know man's purpose of life? No. How about, do they know true picture of a perfected man? No. Too many no's, huh? And how about, do they know the good world, which is a realization of God's idea? No. And they know spirit world? They know life after death? Spirit man? They know nothing. Then these are the qualifications to become evaluation subject, you know. To become evaluation subject, first you must know purpose of life, what man is, everything. Without knowing these things, they already lost to become the evaluation subject, you know. So without any qualifications, they acted like evaluation subject. See? So they don't have any view of life. They don't know what history is, what the universe is. They don't know anything. No right view of history, no right view of cosmos, nothing. So to become evaluation subject, they have to know all these things. Therefore now, people are just, they are, what do you call it? They are like a blind man is looking for something. They just touch everywhere and just they make their own definition. So when blind man came to elephant and one man touched his leg and elephant is like trunk. One man touched ear of elephant and he said elephant is like flat paper. One man touched nose of elephant and he said like long tube. So all they give different definitions. This is the same thing like that. Therefore they are just going in darkness without knowing any direction. They are just, what do you call it? We have a Bandra company. Just, yeah? They are Bandra. They are Bandras. Huh? Just wandering around. Huh? Wandering around. Knowing nothing. No place to go. No direction. For them, there cannot be absolute value. You know? Because anyone can give different definition as they want. Therefore they say value is relative. They say there is no absolute value. Because they believe everyone can make their own decision. Philosophy, they say that whatever is practical for them, for their use, if that's useful, that is value, they say that. And they say truth. Truth is truth should be useful because it is truth. But they say it is useful, therefore it becomes truth. This is their definition. You know? Completely different. You understand the meaning? Original meaning should be this. Truth is truth. Because it is truth, it is useful. This should be the right. This should be right one. But they say something is useful, therefore it is truth. You understand? So if they think this is useful for him, it becomes his truth. So for communists, this is useful for their theory, therefore that becomes their truth. For anti-communists, the other one is useful for them, this becomes their truth. So they cannot meet, you know. They should contradict. So they cannot find absolute truth. They have to fight, you see. This is the reality of today's academic world. So they deny the existence of absolute value. Now if you talk to scholars, if you say we want to find absolute truth, absolute value, they laugh. You know? So for their understanding, they cannot understand this. Then who will be the original evaluation subject? This should be God, because God created all the universe. Yeah? God created everything to be his objects. Therefore, God only can be true subject of all beings. And true subject alone can have true evaluation. See? Because all the creations were created for him. Because he created them to satisfy his desire. Therefore, God can be the original evaluation subject. Then how about man then? Now we have to think of man. Then, not fallen man, but what is perfect man? What is perfect man? Perfect man is the perfect image of God. So God created man to be his image, and God created man as his son and daughter, and as his representative. Therefore, perfect man, when he reaches perfection, he becomes one with God. One with God. Because he's the image of God. And he understands God's heart. Therefore, he can also take the position of God, see, in substantial world, in substantial way. Therefore, this perfect man who becomes one with God can be another evaluation subject. See? Therefore, God and perfect man alone can be, God and perfect man alone only can be the evaluation subject, no other being. See? So we say perfect man is second evaluation subject. God is number one evaluation subject. Man is second evaluation subject. So from this we can understand the original value can be decided by perfected man who is one with God. So perfect man must decide. Actually we cannot see God. So the perfect man who is the body of God must decide original value of things. Eh? So he is the only one. By him, value can be decided. So now, number 2. This is so this is now this one. Huh? So as I said before, all the beings have sangsang part and hyongsang part, positive part and negative part. So they are made in dual characteristics. And any being without subject and object, they cannot exist. Any being without subject and object, relationship, no one can exist. Then what is the relationship between subject and object? What is the relationship between subject and object? Subject exists for object. You know? Subject exists for object, and object exists for subject. This is their relationship. Therefore, each one of them, either subject or object, they cannot exist without object or subject. This is a very important part. Huh? And the relationship between subject and object is a relationship centered on their desire and their purpose of existence. The relationship between subject and object is the relationship centered on their desire for their object or subject and their purpose of existence for its object or subject. See? So I repeat again, the relationship of subject and object is the relationship centered on their desire and purpose of existence. So we can say, same thing, the value of any being is the nature or content which gives meaning to its existence. So man must feel, I have a very meaningful life. You have to feel this. Then what makes you feel you are very valuable or I am very meaningful being? That is also value. No? That's the thing which gives you that consciousness. No? So the value of being is the nature or content which gives you the meaning of existence and which satisfies the desire of God and perfect man and the purpose of existence. So, I repeat again. The value of being is the nature or content which gives meaning to its existence and which satisfies desire and purpose of existence for God and perfect man. Okay? So, okay, we go on, then later you can understand it very well, okay? So it takes some time because it's the first thing, so for you to, you must be accustomed to this thought. So it takes some time.
It reminds me very much on VOC.
VOC?
Yeah. The theory of value.
Theory of value?
Yeah. No, VOC.
VOC?
Yeah. Just gotta wait for Barry to do his work.
Ah.
And then I see
VOC?
the difference.
Yeah, but anyway, and anyway, the VOC they used many from this book, so because yeah. Anyway, basic is my principle. Yeah.
Would you say then that the nature of contact and consciousness are one of
Yeah, so it comes later. So if you want to have beauty, if you want to have a beautiful thing, beauty, you have desire for beautiful things, beauty. You have desire for beauty. So, and if you find something beautiful, that means that the beautiful thing satisfies your desire for your beauty. See? In this case, the beautiful thing which satisfies your desire for beauty becomes valuable thing. So then that comes to have a value of beauty. See? If you have a beautiful picture, and that picture can satisfy your desire for beauty, this case, that picture comes to have a value of beauty. See? You cannot mix up, huh? This is yeah. So there are beauty, truth, beauty, goodness, or truth, goodness, or love. You want to have love. Your desire is you have desire for love, and you can have love from your father. Then father's love satisfies your desire for your love. Then father's love comes to a value. That's his value.
what does nature of content and
Nature of content means that. The nature of content means beauty, truth, goodness, value. They can many things. Not only one, many things. Or holy things. If you like to have holy things, then that all can be your value. See? So, all the beings were created with purpose. And therefore, when subject and object give and take and become one and satisfy God's desire, then they become the being of value. See? So God creates everything with purpose, and everything is made of subject and object. And if subject and object have a relationship, that's perform give and take action, and they become one and satisfy the desire of God, then that being becomes a being of value. Okay, more. So now, then we will see how, then how man's value decided. So one, determination of value of man, then how man's value is decided. We'll see this. And this value, because man's subject is God, man is object of God. So man's subject is God. Therefore, man's value is decided by the relationship between God and man. Because God has desire for man. And man has purpose of existence for God. So when these come together, man comes to have value. See? Man becomes a man of value. So for individual value, we would say for man, there can be many different levels of value. When you become perfect man, then this is centering on God, your mind, this object, God is object. So they perform give and take action, and they become one. This is perfect man. And this man satisfies God's desire. Not whole desire of God. Certain part of God's desire is satisfied by this man. So this man comes to have value. This man becomes man of value. So when he becomes this state, he becomes a man of value. So because he satisfies God's desire. And also he fulfills purpose of his existence by becoming perfect man. Okay? But this alone cannot fully satisfy God's desire for man. Then when can man fully satisfy God's desire? Yeah, third blessings. So when man fulfills God's three blessings, then he comes to have absolute value. That's it. Huh? So this is one step. So this is what we call this individual proportion foundation. When man establishes this individual proportion foundation, he already becomes a man of value. The next, still he has next steps to go. Then what's next steps? When man and woman reach this point, then also they must become husband and wife, and they must form family. What is family? Family is husband and wife and children. This is family. So husband and wife become one and they have children. In this case, they satisfy God's desire for man. God said to multiply. So God's desire for multiplication of God's children, they can satisfy that desire of God. And this is also by realizing this one, they can also satisfy their purpose of existence. All the same time, So God's desire and the purpose of existence both can be satisfied. So this way God created all the creation. So when they realize God's family, we call it family proportion foundation. This is individual. FPF. This is family. Actually, Eureka thought they stole everything from divine principle. Yoshi also. Foundation. This is what is third blessing? That is centered on God. If man controls all the creation as God desires, according to the will of God, then this world becomes ideal world. Then when ideal world is realized, God's desire will be satisfied. Then this comes to have value. See? So when man realize this we call lordship policy. Those three four-position foundation. So when man realizes all these three, he becomes a man of absolute value. Of course, this is also, when you realize this part is already absolute, absolute value. But this is wider absolute value. This is more wider absolute value. But when we do this, what does this mean then? We control all the creation and realize ideal world. What does it mean? We have to use all the creation to achieve God's purpose. So we have to use all the creation to realize God's ideal world. So this means here we have to, in family level, we can control. So control of use of creation there can be many levels. In family level we can use. Society level, we need also creation. We can use creation. Society level, national level, or world level. So when man reaches perfection, then he must realize family, then he must become a member of family, society, nation, world. As the member of society, nation, world, he must fulfill his part. And he must contribute for the realization of ideal world. In this case, he becomes a man of absolute value. See? That is the completion of his portion of responsibility, and by that he fulfills his purpose of existence. Okay? So this is the end. Then you can go to the spirit world without worry. Okay? So without worry, no worry. Therefore, from the beginning, our divine principle, this is always four-position foundation. Always four-position foundation. So we can say our theology is four-position foundation theology. Or three blessings theology. We can say that. So from this we can say how is consistent. Therefore, this idea meets everywhere, not only one part. From the beginning to the end. Then how about the value of creation then? For this case, who is the evaluation subject? God created creation for man. Therefore, man can decide the value of creation. So man had desire for creation. So man had desire for animal, for dog, for cat, or many things. Desire for minerals. So by using these creations for the purpose of man, according to the desire of man, and by using it very well, to realize, to build your home, maybe, your house or anything. And by using all the creation, and you could build good house. In this case, the creation comes to have value, because it satisfies your desire. And already they satisfied their purpose of existence by being used by man. Therefore, when sometimes you say that, well, we eat vegetables or meat, then don't they feel sorry? Sometimes you think this way, because they are also, we say they have life. So we eat being of life. Some people, what kind of people? No, not vegetarian. Those people who are against eating meat. Not because of health, but from the standpoint of some mercy or something, So it is cruel to eat meat, or if there are many people like that. No?
Not so much in the West.
Not so much? I know some. Yeah. Not some, but I many, you know. There are many? Yeah? Yeah, if they are against eating meat, then how can they eat vegetable? Vegetable has also life. Then man cannot eat anything, nothing. You know? But vegetable, they are happy when man eats them. If man does not eat, they are not happy. Because they cannot fulfill their purpose of existence. Yeah? So they feel happy when they can satisfy man's desire for them, and when they can fulfill their purpose of existence, then they can feel happy. So they want to become part of our body. You know, that is their desire. So we have to eat it when we feel like to eat. See? Yeah?
Can I just say, but that doesn't mean though that creation as such in a fallen world is happy, because isn't it perfect man who determines the absolute value of
Yeah.
creation?
So, but you know, in fallen world case different. In fallen world, if rice is eaten by fallen man, rice is not happy. You know? They are against. They are against. They like to demonstrate. You know, against anti-man demonstration. Yeah, actually they are doing that, you know. But we don't know. We don't know. But if rice comes before the fallen man, they don't like to be eaten by the fallen man. Oh, no, Dr. Lee, he fasted for 40 days, and after that he had, you know, this rice, and he saw his spiritual eyes were open, and they were accusing him. You know, he saw it, so he could not eat. Yeah. So, you know, so that. So if you can see, you know, they are resisting to be eaten by fallen people. But if they are eaten by children of God, they are very happy, very happy. So, and if we are more spiritual open, more grown up, with perfection, we can feel that too. So when somebody prepare, you know, some meal, just without putting any heart, just, you know, he didn't like to make this, and he didn't like to feed the person, and if you make this rice, then even I can know that, you know. So even I'm hungry, but I cannot eat it. That happens. So we can know something. And even when you don't have many dishes, but if somebody, you know, so pray and put heart into making all the rice, everything, then you can have really, you can have good taste. So delicious, you can eat much. Yeah, this really happens all the time. So man is a spiritual being, so man can know what the things are, you know. Therefore, when this creation is used by man to build up God's kingdom, God's ideal world, they are most happy. They become happiest creation. So they want to be used, they like to be used for the building of this ideal world, kingdom of God. So this is their desire. But now they are just like, you know, what do you call it? Dragged to. When you see when cows are pulled into the slaughterhouse, they resist to, they know, you know, they die. All creation is like that. They don't want to be used by fallen men. Okay, then what time is it now? 21. Okay, how we have many things to go, but that's not enough, huh? So maybe we Yeah, how was your test yesterday? Was good? Yeah, that is, you face that question every time. So just I gave that test. That. What was first one? Yeah, conscience, that one, this one. This is truth and false truth. That's division, that is. What was second one? Huh? Hmm?
Perfect marriage. Perfect.
Oh, perfect marriage, yeah. So we have to know that. Yeah? We have to know that. That's the really important part. So, you know, that is the center of cosmos, and you have to become second, what do you call it? Second one for that. Second one for that. First one is true parents. Then we should be the second true parents. Means that second couples who resemble them. Yeah? So we have to become the same crystal. Means that. What was the other one? Oh, spiritual phenomena, which I explained yesterday here. So, because we have to know that, when you talk to the people, then they may deny the Eastern spirit or spirit world. In this case, maybe you can talk to the people, to them. So.